wrap the pose in, I feel like such a twat. Let's just crack on with the tutorial.
So I'm back, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on DIY chunky box braids. Now, if you follow my Instagram, niaknowshair, you'll see that like recently I've been like really busy doing other people's twists and braids, so I've not actually had time to experiment on my own hair. So the time's come now, I've got a spare day, so I'm going to be applying my new chunky box braids. Now, if you watched one of my old tutorials, you'll see that I've done box braids already, but I done really thin ones. So today I want to experiment, and I want to do like thick braids basically. Right, I'm going to try and do them really quite thick, also because I can't bother to sit for hours and do thin ones, so I thought if I do thick ones it'll take me a lot quicker to do it. And the hair that I'm going to be going for is this. So I'm going to be using the ombre grey colour. As you can see, I'm really flipping excited to be using this. I've actually had this hair for months, but as I said, I've not had time to use it yet. I've not had time to do the hair on myself yet, so today's the day. Now, this hair here is by Catface. Obviously, I'm going to be putting the link below where you can get this hair from. So I just want to show you first of all. Again, it's the Kinecolon hair. But I've used this hair before braiding someone else's hair, and I can just say it is really nice to work with. It's really like silky, as you can see. Like, you can run your fingers through it. You'll find that a lot of Kinecolon hair, even when you go like that, you're like it gets stuck. So I'm excited to be using this because I already know that it's really easy to braid with. And as you can see as well, I've dyed my hair. So if you watch my previous tutorials before, then you'll know that I actually have blonde hair. So what I've done is, last night I got a temporary colour and I applied this. Well, it might look black on camera, but it's actually really dark brown. I wanted it to be black, but it's dark brown. But because basically my biggest worry, I'm really fussy, so I didn't want to, well, to me it's impossible to braid this hair with blonde hair, say, because it's like black at the top, so it's going to look crap. So I've dyed my hair at the top. Why can I never talk? So I've dyed my hair, so basically it's just going to blend in with the black at the top of the extensions. So it's going to look a lot better. No doubt in a few weeks when I'm trying to get this colour out, I'm going to be having a nervous breakdown, so I'm probably going to film that so you can have a laugh at me. So basically what I'm going to be doing in this tutorial, obviously I'm going to go through it step by step with you on how I achieve the thick chunky look, because my biggest concern actually is because it's going to be chunky braids, I'm really worried that it's going to unravel at the bottom, because when it's thin it stays together more, but I already know if you're doing a thick braid it's going to unravel at the bottom. So I'm going to have to try and work out a way to make sure that the ends stay together and don't unravel, because that's going to look whack. So stay tuned so you can find out exactly how I'm going to do it, and then you'll be able to see the finished results, and then you'll be able to try it for yourself. But I'm not going to film now because it's boring, so I'm just going to be doing the back and I'm going to be bending my neck like that. So I'm going to wait till I'm about halfway up and then I'm going to come back, okay? So see you soon. Okay, so I'm back and I've actually done about 2/3 of it already. And I know I said at the beginning I was going to do chunky box braids, but actually they're not that chunky, they're more like medium size. They're a lot thicker than the last box braids that I did because they were like super thin, so these are like medium to chunky. But yeah, I'm happy with the size. And also you'll notice as well, I decided to switch it up a little bit. So I forgot I had some like a dark grey ombre hair as well, so I decided to put that at the bottom, at the back, and then I'm using the light grey ombre hair at the top. Again, I'll put the link below where you can purchase this hair from. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing. Now there's actually a couple of things that I'm doing different to this box braid that I did to my last box braids, which were thin. Now the first one being, actually first of all, I'm just going to section off my hair. You might want to use a comb to get straight lines, but I've just done this like 1,000 times, so I can just use my finger. And basically I've sectioned my amount of hair, so literally I've got about this much for the medium to large chunky box braid. And like I mentioned before, I was worried that it was going to fray at the bottom because it's a thicker braid. There's more chance that it was going to unravel at the bottom. So what I've done is I've really taken a lot of care in actually making the ends uneven at the bottom. That way I can plait it really thin at the bottom so then it won't unravel. So basically all I do to do that is I literally grab the end. I've already done this one. Yeah, I've already done this one, but I'll just do it on this again anyway, because I can't bother to reach over for the pack. So I grab it at the bottom like this. So normally it's all going to be the same length like this, yeah? And literally I just pull it, like I hold on to it really, really tight, and then I just pull it like that. Just pull it any old random way, and then I just whack it. And then that way, all it does is it makes the ends, can you see? It makes the ends really uneven. Can you see? And then just to double make sure that the ends are uneven, I just split it into two, like so. And then I just step it down a little bit like that. So then again, that just makes it completely uneven at the bottom. So it starts off thick, and then it goes down really thin and tapered at the bottom. So then you'll see, show you one for an example. So then when I braid it, it starts off thick, and then it ends up going thin at the bottom, and then as you can see, look, that's not unraveling. So that's why I do that. Now the second thing that I've noticed with this hair is it's actually, like I mentioned before, this is like really silky hair, but what I've found is when I'm braiding my hair, it actually makes it a lot harder to grip the hair at the top, because it sort of slides a lot. So I came up with my new invention, which is basically I'm using my Eco Styler gel. Now normally when I'm doing my box braids, I get a jug with water and conditioner in it, and then I apply that to my hair, and I also apply it to the braids, and then it gives me like good like slip, so I can just braid down quickly. But on this hair I don't want any slip, I actually want a firm grip. So what I've found to do is if I get a little bit of the gel on my hand, on my fingers, and I literally just rub it into the top of the hair where I'm going to be applying the hair. I don't necessarily put it on my actual natural hair, I just put it on the extension, and what it does is it sort of makes the extension a bit tacky, and then that way it gives me a good grip. And it's been working fantastic for me, so I'd highly advise it. If you get this hair, or if you get any other sort of hair extension which you find is really silky and slippy, get your gel, apply it to the top, and it will make it nice and tacky, so you'll get a great grip. And then the other thing that I've had to do for this as well is normally, let me show you, when I do a normal size, like small box braid, I normally just get it like this. So I grip my hair in the middle like so, and then with simply the left side, I simply pull it around like this, pull it down so the hair's secured, and then I just braid down. But what I've found because I'm using large sections of hair this time, I find that it creates quite a big knot at the top, and I really don't like that look. I don't want it to look like there's a big knot connecting the hair. So this is what I simply do. It's the same theory. So I get my hair, my natural hair like this. Let me zoom in. So I get my natural hair, clamp it in the middle, but instead of getting all of this and pulling it around, I simply get even just a little bit of this left section. So can you see here, I've just got a little bit, and I'm simply pulling the little bit all the way around, and then it's still gripping the hair in the middle. So then I'm pulling it tight, and then I can just braid all the way down like I would normally, like this. And then that way, let me come closer, it's not creating the big top at the beginning, at the start, it's just literally just the braid. So that's my little tip there for you. I might actually do this all the time on my Marley braids as well, because I really like the way I've done that. And then literally once I get to the bottom of my natural hair, I just split the extensions into 3 like so. My vein is really popping out today, it's because I'm hot. Oh, let me zoom back out. So I just split it into 3 and then I can just carry on with my braid all the way down. Now it doesn't really matter, it's quite good to have the extension slippy at this point, like, do you know, like, it's good that it's silky because it just means your fingers can slide down easily and you can braid really quickly. And then just make sure that you don't get it tangled up. I'm just going to go all the way down. As always, I clamp it in my teeth because it hurts my arms a little bit. I don't do this to clients, by the way, I don't clamp their hair in my teeth, but I do it when I'm doing it myself. There you have it. Obviously, like, it looks a bit straggly at the end there, but I'm just going to, I can't find my scissors, I'm so unprepared for filming this scene. So yeah, obviously I've just got like that scabby bit at the bottom there, so I'm just going to snip that off. And there you have one medium to chunky size box braid complete. Now all I'm doing as well, look, as you can see, I'm just tying a hair bobble at the bottom. That's just to double make sure that they don't unravel whilst I'm doing it all. And then when I get to the very end, obviously I'm going to seal the ends by dipping them all in boiling hot water. So that's that. I'm not going to carry on, I'm not going to bore you with the rest, so I'm just going to carry on and then I'll be back to show you the finished result. Bye. Here we have the finished results. Let me just step back a bit so you can see they're really flipping along as well. Look, they're actually waist length. I love them. Let me just show you from the back as well. As you can see, obviously they start off dark at the top and then they go to the super light grey at the bottom. I'll come back to you. Now, I've actually had these in for a couple of days now because obviously when I finished braiding them the other day, the last thing I wanted to do was come back on camera because my arms were, my hands were paralysed basically and my face had melted, so I just thought I'd wait a couple of days to film it. It still feels a little bit stiff, obviously it always does after you've just had them done, and I'm not gonna lie, they feel super heavy. In total I've got about, I think I put in 14 bags in total. I mean, obviously the bags are half the size of your normal Kanekalon bags, but still 14 bags, that's like 7 normal bags of your Kanekalon hair, so that is actually still quite heavy. And I do feel like it kind of weighs my head back a little bit, so I'm walking around and I look like I'm a right snooty bitch, but actually it's just because of the weight of my hair, so I'm still getting used to it. But all in all, I am actually really pleased with the results. It has taken a little bit of getting used to, I'm not gonna lie. I do feel a bit like, oh my god, I've got bright grey hair. It even sort of looks white sometimes as well. I also feel like I can only wear black. I feel like it doesn't go with any other colour, so I really need to experiment a little bit more. But yeah, this is the finished results. And I know I said at the beginning that I was going to do chunky box braids, but I'd say these are actually medium-sized braids. But I hope you like the finished results. I hope you found it useful. Again, I'll put the link below where you can purchase this lovely hair from. I also have a discount code for you, so you can get 5% discount. And yeah, feel free to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon for my next DIY tutorial. Bye!